everyone, I'm Oscar. Nice to meet everyone again. I'm one of the Academy trainer from Bettr Academy. I'm also an authorized ESTA tea certifier. In this episode, we're going to talk about all the brewing methods that you can use to brew tea. So there are 4 main methods to brew tea. Firstly, we have the Western method, Eastern method, professional cupping, as well as cold brew. So the Western method basically uses lesser tea leaves and a longer infusion to brew. So some of the typical equipments that you can use could be a clever dripper like this. It can also be like a simple jug or something fancy that you want people to appreciate your tea, maybe in a commercial space. You can have something like this so that people can take a look at the tea leaves as you are brewing it. So the Western method is basically steeping in general, is steeping or basically infusions of the tea leaves. Just to go through a little bit on what are some key essential equipments needed when you are doing a Western brew. Firstly, you will need a scale. Of course, your tea leaves that you're about to brew them. You need a decanter, or sometimes we call it the fairness pitcher. Your brew device, your tasting cup, or if you have a sniffing cup if you want to assess your tea. And last but not least, the most important, your kettle. So today I'm brewing a black tea. I'm going to use 5 grams of black tea to brew about 500 grams of tea. So this is a ratio, tea to water ratio of 1:100, and that is usually the ratio or the golden ratio you usually use in a Western brew. If you think back when you are brewing tea at home, it's usually a tea bag that you use and to a mug. So that is Western method, where about 2.5 grams of tea leaves is in your tea bag, and your cup itself is about 250 mils. So this kind of adds up to that golden ratio of Western brewing. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to brew now. So I've already pre-weighed my tea leaves. It's 5 grams, so I'm going to add it in. But the most important thing before adding in is to really heat up your vessels, okay? So this will ensure temperature stability. And I'm just going to drop it like that. So very easy. Or you can get things like your teapots as well. So long you can sift out your tea leaves once they are done brewing. So I prefer this type of equipment because it's much easier to use and more convenient. You can also see that I have a tea tray. A tea tray is for me to remove any water that I don't need. So right now, I can get rid of this over to my tea tray. Simple, easy, and fuss-free. And I can begin brewing. Okay, so I'm going to put my device on top of the scale. I'm going to tare it. 1-0, I'm going to add my tea leaves. You want to put it in a way that's easy for you to introduce water over to your tea leaves, okay? And you want to select something that is able to allow your tea leaves to unfurl. So you don't want to get such a small vessels and then your tea leaves kind of expand to the point where instead of brewing is stewing, okay? So we brew teas, we don't stew teas. So I'm going to add in 500 grams of water in. So going in circles just to make sure that all your tea leaves are saturated. The temperature that I'm using for black teas is around 90 to 100. So you can use anywhere from 90 to 100 to brew your black teas. So once it reaches my brew time, the brew time is 2 minutes that I'm using for this tea. Okay, that's 2 minutes. Drop it, and you can enjoy your tea already. Simple, right? So to find out more, feel free to join us in our ESTA courses, where we discover more things about tea. See you next time, guys!